Is the PlayStation Vita really worth it? Find out what I think in episode 4 of Let's Talk About. What's up guys, Lat Mafia here, and today I'm going to be talking about none other than the PlayStation Vita. Yes, Sony's infamous, well not infamous, but Sony's latest device in the portable section of their company is set to release in a couple months actually, I think, or a couple weeks, not really sure. But either way, I'm going to be talking about it. Lately, I've been thinking to myself this question a lot. I've been seeing a lot of commercials, a lot of promos, a lot of people talking about it, a lot of gaming websites talking about it, and you know, it just gets me thinking, like, is it really worth it? Let me explain why I asked this question to myself. Well, first of all, let me give you my answer. My answer is, I don't think it's worth it right now. I don't think it's worth it. Reason for this is because, well, it's a number of reasons, but the main reason is Sony's marketing. Yeah, Sony, the marketing geniuses that they are, failed to market this thing correctly. And I think that's the reason why it's failing in Japan as we speak, and why it will fail. Well, it won't fail. It will have a rough start in the US. I know a lot of people saying, oh no, this is the best device ever, I'm gonna get it day one. Yeah, day one. That doesn't mean anything, trust me. For $250, a lot of people are not going to buy this. I'm telling you right now. I mean, yeah, the Sony fanboys will buy this. Yeah, they'll buy it. They'll buy anything that has Sony on it. Hell, they even bought that Sony PlayStation phone that I have yet to hear about. As soon as it came out, after it came out, there's nothing on it. Like, after all that hype, that's it. Anyway, let me get back on track. The PlayStation Vita will have a rough launch because it doesn't have that necessity quality that, like, you absolutely need it. Like, not that you need it, nobody needs video games, just saying that, but that you really feel like you need it. A lot of people saying that they just want this because it looks nice. It's basically the PSP2. That's what it is. So, you know, fans have been dying to get their hands on this since, you know, that PlayStation Go was announced, and you know, that was a travesty. It's eye candy. Everybody just drooling over it because it looks nice. There's a big screen and dual analog sticks. Oh my goodness. That flash memory game cartridges thing that the DS uses, they're gonna use that now. And oh, PS3 graphics. Let me get to that later. I'm gonna talk more about that later. But basically, they just like the way it looks. They like the sound of the PlayStation Vita. They like the way Sony's been presenting it. And I when they first announced the PlayStation Vita as the NGP, I was amazed. I was amazed by the capabilities of that device. And I honestly wanted one when I saw the NGP. And you know, it just looked good. If it was the right price, I would have gotten it. But you know, they announced it as the PlayStation Vita, and you know, ever since then it's just been going downhill, for me at least. Okay, so let me go into the specifics on why I feel that it will go downhill. Well, for one, it doesn't have a large lineup of games. I mean, it has a big lineup, but nothing that really sticks out for a handheld gaming platform, is what I mean. Don't put words in my mouth. You know what I mean. Yeah, the lineup, while it is strong, they're games that already came out already for the consoles. So to me, they don't really count because it's just the freaking console game put on a on the PlayStation Vita, and that's a problem, because in order to have a successful launch, you need to have standout titles to to support the platform. You can't have old games and just put it on there hoping that people will buy it. I mean, it worked in one with the the Nintendo DS Lite. They released Super Mario 64 DS. I mean, that sold well because that's a fan favorite from everybody, and everybody's, well, almost everybody's played Nintendo 64, and they played Super Mario 64 at least once. So for Nintendo it works. Even with the 3DS, when they made Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, that worked too. Not as good as they would hope, but it worked. It got people to buy it, and I have a friend who bought it just for Ocarina of Time, and he doesn't even play anything else on it. He just plays Ocarina of Time. But I digress. Yes, it needs those titles that stick out from any other title out there to make the PS Vita to have it stand out, to have a reason to own a PS Vita, and not just say, oh, I can play this on my PS Vita. No, I want to play this game on my PS Vita because it's only available on my PS Vita, not games that are available everywhere else, because that would defeat the whole purpose. Another thing, Sony seems to think that quantity trumps quality. Yes, they believe that power is better than the actual system itself and what it can do. Well, not what it can do, but what they do with it. You know what I mean? Like, they did it with the PS3. They jammed every single little thing in there to make it seem superior, and to make it seem more powerful than the Xbox 360 when it launched. And you know what happened? Yeah, they sold out quick, and they had to charge it at $600. That is outrageous. So yeah, a lot of people didn't buy it, not as much as they would hope. Hoped, past tense. So yeah, they really dropped the ball with that because they felt that the more power the PS3 had, the better it would do. And that is not the case. Not the case at all. Look at the last generation. PS2 came out first, then the Xbox. Xbox was leagues ahead of PS2. But did it do better? No, absolutely not. PlayStation 2 was probably the best system last generation. And look at GameCube. GameCube was more powerful than the PlayStation 2. But PlayStation 2 still trumped it. You know why? Because of the quality it gave us. It didn't have to have all these gadgets. It didn't have to have the best tech inside it. No, it just had to have the games. That's what mattered. What it did for us. Not it can play HD DVDs and stuff like that, whatever, I don't care. But it wasn't about what it could do. It was about what you did with it. And that's what the main point is about video games. It's not what it can do, it's what you do with it. And Sony seems to just go blank when they're actually thinking about this, because they're doing it again with the PlayStation Vita. They're jamming every single little thing they can in this thing, and then they expect people to just, hey, this is a freaking high-powered device. You can browse the internet, you can talk to friends, you can play PlayStation 3 graphics on it, you can cross game chat, you can go on Skype. It has a back touchpad, it's touch screen, dual analog sticks. It's not about all that. It's about what you do with it. And I'm afraid that Sony will not use the amount of hardware they have inside the device to its full potential. And that's what I'm worried about. That's why I won't be getting one anytime soon. And the thing is the price. Now, I know a lot of people would argue that this is actually a great price point for the PlayStation Vita, considering the 3DS was originally $250. and they have a 3G model for the Vita for 300. I admit it's a good price. It's an okay price. It's a decent price, but the thing is that the amount of hardware they have in that device, they're going to lose money off of this device. I think they had a article that Sony announced that they plan on losing 2 point something billion dollars this year. I didn't read the article. I probably should have, but this is probably why, because they pour money into everything and expect it to just work, expect it to just do good, and that's the problem. They don't. That money does not solve anything. I mean everything, and it's one of the reasons why I don't find the Vita appealing, because it just has so much stuff put into it, and then like I really don't see the payoff. Yes, there's a few games that will probably utilize the hardware correctly, but they're not launch titles. I think they're coming out this year, but they're not launch titles, and that's a problem because they need to have solid launch titles. I don't know why they decided to do an early 2011-2012 launch. They should have waited till next year. Not next year. They should have waited till the fall, where people can, the holiday season, everybody's gonna want to buy one. That would have been better, with all the sales and stuff. But anyway, people are talking about how you can play the PlayStation 3 HD graphics on the Vita, and while those are not PS3 HD graphics, they're pretty good. But that's not what makes a game. Portable gaming's supposed to have that hook factor, the one that makes you want to go out and play. So when you go out, you pull out your Vita and play, not because, oh my god, I'm playing Battlefield 3 on the go, oh my goodness. While some people might find that appealing, that's not going to keep you playing, because you're like, well, I can just wait until I get home. I just played Battlefield. Why am I going to go out and do it? After you play a game like Uncharted, you're going to want to play something else when you leave. You're not going to want to keep playing the same thing. I mean, if that's what you like, you can do that. I'm not saying you shouldn't. But I'm just saying, wouldn't you want to have more of a different type of experience on the Vita? It just doesn't give you that handheld feeling. It's just another substitute for consoles. It doesn't make sense. Another thing that's a problem is like let's say a game comes out for PlayStation 3 and it comes out for the Vita as well. If you have a PlayStation 3, which I'm pretty sure if you want to get a Vita, you already have a PlayStation 3. If you have a PlayStation 3 and you have a PS Vita, which console or which platform are you gonna get the game for? Are you gonna get it for Vita so you can keep playing it on the go, or are you gonna get it for the PS3 so you could get the full experience that the game is supposed to give you? That's a problem I think that Sony didn't come across. They're actually killing their own sales with their own devices, and they don't see that people are gonna have to make a decision whether they want to get this for the PlayStation 3 or the PS Vita. It's just not gonna be like, oh, I'll get it for both. Yeah, not everybody's gonna do that. It's stuff like that. It's those little things that they overlook that make the PS Vita not desirable for me. It's too focused on the quantity of hardware that they have instead of the quality that it can provide. And until they decide, or until they realize this and actually not just give like a good price point for the technology, because they're already doomed on the price point, because once they go low, that's pretty much it. Like, they're already losing money on it. So I think I'll probably wait a year to get one. Won't get one right away. So yeah, that's just some of my thoughts. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about the Vita, and it's just, I don't understand. They market this thing as such a powerful device, yet they never talk about like just the things you can do with it. Like, yeah, you can use this, you can use that, but those are just features. Let me just say this: the best games in the history of gaming do not have the best graphics, and I'm gonna let that simmer. And so yeah, this has been Let's Talk About, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.